last year and not doing the things that didn't work. I think the storytelling is tighter, but for Oliver, he has much less of a weight on him. I mean, there was very little that was heroic about what he was doing last year, save for, what he attempted at the very, very end. It was all vengeance and revenge and the burden of his father. So for Oliver this year, he's just much more relaxed, much more easygoing, and because what he's doing and how he is spending his nights is making him feel good. He's not really chasing a ghost anymore.
There might not be much room for romance right now, but where is his heart? Is his heart still with Laurel, or is his heart just closed off from everybody?
Well, he has a very critical line in the 6th episode, which we're not talking about at the moment, but it's he is in a spot where he is convinced that he shouldn't be with anybody that he could really, really care about. That doesn't mean he can't be with some people that he sort of kind of cares about. That's one of the things that we actually touched on in the first season, and we are also in season 2 as well, that I think if you gave this guy some truth serum, he would admit to being a little bit lonely.
How has working with Diggle and Felicity changed his mission?
Well, it's expanded it. I mean, it was a very narrow scope in the first year. Leading into the first season, the second season. I mean, the first episode we're dealing with hood copycats, and in the second episode, it's a very straightforward. People are stealing medical supplies that are earmarked for Glaze Memorial, and we're seeing Oliver be really upset by people messing with, justice and what should happen in the city to make the city a better place. So, and both Diggle and Felicity have imparted some of those values onto him. Because, again, he didn't learned a lot of martial arts on the island, and he learned how to use a bow and arrow, and he learned how to become a killer, but I wouldn't necessarily say that he became a great person there. So they've given him a lot of empathy and a lot of understanding of that there's more than one way to win a fight.
Well, on that note, he is going to be going about things differently this year, and he's potentially taking on a new name. What kind of complications will that bring now that he's not necessarily shooting to kill?
Ironically, it makes a lot of our fights a lot meaner than they used to be. I mean, getting an arrow in the throat is probably you're dead, so that's the downside. But in the pilot, one of the first times that I take a guy on, I just come around the corner and I just punch him with my new horrible bow. I love the bow, but it's like a weapon, and I punch the guy in the head 3 times. So, but it has made it complicated because, I didn't have to worry so much about witnesses. And now I do.
What was happening with Roy this season?
Yeah, the cool stuff is happening with Roy, and I've seen some stuff, and Colton's actually he's really funny. He and Oliver are getting a chance to interact a little bit. In the first episode we see it briefly, but we have a good talk, or talking to, as the case may be, in the second episode, and I don't know where they're gonna take that character, but much the same way that Felicity brought a new dynamic in, and Diggle is the voice of reason. I think having a younger, maybe more eager, more virtuous guy on the team would be a lot of fun. So I don't know if and when it'll happen, but it would be